Hi, thank you for joining me and welcome to this video tutorial. I'm Ms. Lopez and we're going to be learning today how to create a line graph in Google Slides. So from your Google homepage, you're going to want to go over to your Google app icon right here in the upper right hand corner, and you're going to click on that and you'll click on Slides. I already have a slide open, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to that slide presentation. Our first step is to add another slide. This would be our title slide, but this tutorial is more just about how to create a line graph within your presentation. So I'm going to leave this title page blank. I'm going to, in the upper right hand toolbar menu, all the way to the left, I'm going to click on that plus sign, which is to add a new slide. And now that we're in this slide where we want our line graph to appear, we'll go back up to the menu bar, click on Insert, and we're going to scroll down to Chart. And if we hover over Chart, a menu bar should appear on the right of different graphs you can insert. This tutorial is for line graphs, so we're going to select Line Graph. The data that I'm going to be representing represents a continuous relationship, so a line graph would be best for that. From this default line graph, we're going to click in the upper right hand corner, and if you hover over these little icons over here, a link and a downward pointing arrow, it'll say Link Chart Options. So we're going to want to select that area, so click on that, and we're going to click on Open Source, and this is going to open up a spreadsheet. And you'll also notice in a couple seconds here, the sample of your line graph will also appear. So as you're inputting data on the spreadsheet, you should see some of those changes being made simultaneously in the line graph. So as that comes up, we'll just give it a few seconds. And there's the line graph. And if you scroll over and up, it should take you to there we are, where we can enter, select cells and enter specific values. So my first step is I want to change these titles, period 1 and period 2. I'm using sample data that I collected from a fermentation yeast lab that we did. So I'm going to title, instead of period 1, I'm going to get rid of that, and I just selected the cell. I'm going to hit delete there, and I'm going to put cold H2O, because in this lab we were manipulating, or our independent variable was the temperature of the water. So I got rid of that previous title by selecting the cell, deleting the information in it, and adding my own. So we had hot water and cold water, and I want to label our x-axis. So instead of teams, we collected data every minute. So I'm going to put here minute, and there was a total of 8 minutes before the contents of the test tube overflowed. So I put my first title, and I got out of the cell, I clicked elsewhere, and then I went back in, and then this blue square appeared. So I'm going to click on that, left click, and hold and drag it down. And I had 8 minutes of data that I collected before the test tube overflowed. So I'm going to just click on this graph. If you left click, hold, drag it over, and I'm going to continue adding my specific values. So I'm going to pause the video here, but all I'm going to do is select or click the cell that I want to adjust the information, and I'm just going to enter my specific values. So I'll pause the video while I do that. Okay, so I'm in my last cell, and I'm entering my last bit of data, and you'll notice that your graph should have, your line graph, your information on that graph should have also changed simultaneously as you were doing that. If you want to change titles and things like that specifically within the graph, you're going to double click, and I'm double clicking on the title because I want to change the title. And Chart Editor will come up on the left, and if it's the title I want to change, I'm just going to